So we got ego and higher self next.
Yes, and our team. Like what all those things mean and how it all comes together, basically. What do you want to start with? Ego and higher self? And then our team?
Well, we're kind of talking about intuition. Maybe we should just go into the team.
Yeah, we talk about making decisions where ego and higher self comes in.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay, let's do ego and higher self. Do you want to you always explain ego and higher
Hmm.
self like your analogies are so funny.
It's like the good devil and the bad devil, one on each shoulder,
Yeah.
nattering in each ear. And that's what I picture them as. Your good angel, your bad angel.
Yeah.
But oh, go
But
ahead.
I was gonna say, how do you know? Okay, so let's just describe ego and then describe higher self. So for ego, though, also, I want to side note and bring this into about how it gets really a bad rap.
Well,
And
your
that it's
ego.
not your enemy, like really, like how people say you got to kill your ego. Oh, you made that
Yeah.
decision from your ego. Oh, your fucking ego is so bad. I really don't like that anymore. Like
Well,
there's
your
a purpose
ego
for your ego and
is
there's a
important.
purpose, yeah, for your higher self. So I guess let's kind of clarify the difference between the two besides the good and the bad.
Your ego is the person, the part of you that helps you from giving all your shit away and running naked in the streets. Like, really. Giving your last $5 away, taking the clothes off your back and running naked in the
Like
street.
Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
We're going streaking.
Yes, that is your ego. He's the one that says, I think you better settle down. Let's think
Yeah.
this through.
And
Is that the
keeps
right choice for you?
yeah, and it keeps you safe from other things. Like it's your safety. Like sometimes you need that safety self-awareness sometimes when you're in certain areas too, right? Like
Well, because when you're very spiritual, if you, I mean, like, okay, let's think. We can all know the spiritual people that walk around little flighty and they're not grounded, they're not connected, although they will swear up and down that they are.
I met
And
one
they
last
just
week.
make those
Or-
decisions and everything, it's
Yeah.
okay. The universe will provide. It's all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then
I
your
literally got
ego.
introduced to one of those last weekend. I'm like, oh my God, I can only talk to you for 5 minutes max.
Yeah. But your ego is like the one that says, all right, you do have a power bill and it is 2 days away. So if you want to
Yeah.
donate the $150, like wait till payday. You're okay, and there's nothing wrong with your ego.
Yeah. You just got to make sure it's not taking control.
Exactly. Because then you have that, what about me?
Yeah.
You
Like
know,
my ego, I see it in my mind's eye, and mine. I always tell Crystal, no, mine's a dude for some reason, and he gets stompy and pissy, like, like I'm not
Red
being
gets
heard,
excited. Yeah.
and then he wants to take control. So I just tell him to go lay down in his hammock, or I try to get him and myself and my higher self negotiating and talking.
They can. And I think that's where people like, you just have the extreme because it's gone. The minute like you deny your ego, it's gonna fight you.
Mhm.
Okay, we did another YouTube video about this one too, didn't we?
Yeah. Yes. Don't. Yeah. We did,
But
and it was
your
all about the ego and explaining this again.
but your ego is going to fight you. And it's going to fight harder and harder and harder because that's your built-in safety mechanism kind of thing. So
Yeah.
the minute you deny it, then, and then it's going to grow and it's going to grow and it's going to fight harder. And then it's going to be that, well, what about me?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get that. My feelings hurt. I'm not heard. I'm not validated. I'm whiny. So, and that's what I find. Like, if you're in an ego, it's all about me. When you're in higher self, you're like, what can I do to serve? What can I do to help you? And then that's kind of the difference in my mind, how I see when you're in really strong ego and when you're really, really strong higher self. Because that higher self is that, how can I make the world a better place? How can I help you? How can I serve? What can I do? Can I give you my shirt off my back and run around naked? Can I give you my last $5? Like, so there has to be a balance. Like it's that yin and that
Mhm.
yang that you can't have one without the other because they keep each other in check.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you hear it as voices in your head too?
Um, yes. Sometimes. So
or
funny. Like,
feel?
sometimes, like, I find if I'm really an ego and I haven't connected, like, my answer will be yes. Like, I get that, and I'm like, "Ooh, saucy showing up there, all right." I get that, just that,
Yeah.
yeah, a little, and then, but I do catch myself because I have a tendency to really give things away. Like,
Yeah, you do.
yeah, I'm really, really, but I do believe in flow, and I do believe
Yeah.
in the Earth's energy, and I don't believe in like hoarding
Hoarding, yeah.
unless it's like in my pantry, and but I just cleaned that on Saturday, so I'm good. But that I do believe there is the flow aspect, there is the energy aspect, and not stifling that energy, but it's
Yeah.
finding the balance between the two that says, yes, I'm going to give. Yes, I'm like, have this planned. Yes, I can be spontaneous and I can give somebody who needs a lunch $5 out of my wallet. I always keep money in my purse in a $5 or a $10 increment for that very reason. And I will always have that on me. And I always give it away if I see somebody that needs it more than I do every single time. And it's in my purse for that specific purpose, that specific reason. Um, but if I was to donate like a huge amount of money or something, my ego is going to kick in now and go, okay, let's balance it out. Let's think about this. Who are your other people that you donate to? What else do you have planned? And let's come up with a plan. And it's keeping both in check.
Yeah. That's cool. And it's fun to it's fun to experience and work with. It's fun to
Yeah.
have that connection. Again, not taking it so seriously. It's fun to have that connection. You know what? I found that video. It's how to work with your ego to manifest faster. I will post that again.
Well, like one of the things I always do too, like during meditation, if I want to know if I'm coming from my ego or if I'm coming from too much of my higher self, like, those old weighted scales that, they
Hmm.
kind of
Hmm.
balance.
Hmm.
And so I'll just visualize that in my mind, one with the ego, one with the higher self. And I'll ask my guides, okay, like, show me, where am I? And then through that connection, because I really rely on that mediumship connection quite a bit, but I
Yes,
mean,
you
we do
do.
teach it. Yeah, we do teach it though. So
Yeah.
like then it's like, okay, now show me where I'm at, and I can see in my mind's eye where my scales are tipped or not.
Yeah. That's a good way of doing it. I didn't do that. So yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes when I'm making a decision, going back to decisions, I just remembered when I check in with ego and higher self, I see a green check mark or a red X
Oh, yeah, that's another good one.
when I'm balanced, when I'm, not tipped like this. When
Well,
scale
this
up
is
and
it.
scale
Like,
down.
when I make the decisions, like, the one I did 6 months ago when I said, oh, like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. Like, that was a total ego decision. And I knew that. But I'm just
She
like,
hated every moment, you guys. She hated every moment.
and then I laughed at myself and corrected it and carried on. Like, you know what I mean? You just got to be like, oh, I was an idiot. But I mean, we're
Yeah.
human. Sometimes you got to have those.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, you do. It's just a part of life, right? Okay, now let's talk about what does it mean? Like, let's explain to everyone what it means when we say working with your team. Like, I don't know if you want to get into like the layers or the details of who's who in the zoo, or just you guys reference to our diagram freebie, but
I love it. You stole my lines. I always say, who's who in the zoo? That's so
for
awesome. You're talking
sakes,
like
I
me.
am hanging out with you too much. Oh my gosh.
My work
No.
here is done.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just like I was always like, oh, who's who in the zoo? Jesus. Now I'm saying it. Okay. Well, whatever. You guys, we spend like, I don't know how much time a day together. It's kind of crazy.